Hi, welcome back to the morning show. Do we have time to go for another traffic report, or they're not transmitting? We lost the picture. Boy, it'd be a shame if Larry wandered into Soviet airspace, wouldn't it? So we'll try and get to that traffic information before the show is over. You know, if your dog has been moping around the house, or if your cat has been crying all night, my next guest might be able to provide some answers. She is one of the foremost animal analysts in the world, and it's a pleasure to welcome her back to the show. Please say hello to Beatrice Lydecker. Hi, Beatrice. How are you? You know Tony at first? Now, how does this work, Beatrice? You psychically interpret what the animal is thinking? What do you do?
I can talk to animals, and they give me answers. I ask them things like, what is your life like? What do you want to do? Who's upsetting you?
Now, when you say you ask them, you don't actually verbalize these thoughts. You communicate.
Picture the animal in the circumstance. He picks up that picture, because all animals can read your mind, whether it's a dog, a cat, an elephant, or what. They can all read your mind. You can't hide your feelings from them.
And how do you get the responses back
It's
from
like
them?
I'm watching a movie going on inside of my head, and I can see things from their point of view, and I see what bothers them or what they like or don't like, and I deal with it.
Is there one common thing that's bothering today's animals? Do you find it?
No, but you know what the biggest mistake people make is they try to make the animal a person, and the animals are not people. They are animals, and their motivations are different than ours for the things that they do.
So,
yeah.
Keep that in mind.
How do you learn to understand their motivations?
What you should do is attend my college. We're starting a university this fall in California where I'll be teaching this, and we're going to be training. Yes, a college.
Yeah,
and we are going to be teaching acupuncture and animal health technicians to do acupuncture and use herbs and things on animals. And
now we have some animals here,
animals
and you're going to tell us what's on the minds of these animals.
Yeah.
Tony, introduce the animals.
Yeah, we have our first owner is Michael Sheehan, and he has one Siamese cat named Serenity.
All right, Michael, come on out here.
Now,
Michael,
I've chatted with these animals before.
Hi, Michael, how are you? Good to see you.
Hi, Michael, welcome. So you've spoken with Serenity.
I've chatted with the animals. The owners have not heard anything that the animal has said yet, because this has got to come out here.
Okay.
I talked with Serenity. She said, I love my name, but the other cat, whose name is Insanity, said, I hate my name. Insanity looks very much like this, and the Insanity said, we lived someplace where we could hear a foghorn or a boat horn. I don't know where it is, but I can hear it in the background. And they said we also lived one place where we could, there's 2 different homes that I'm seeing, at least 2 homes. And they said we loved being able to sit in the window and looking out on the garden.
Now, is any of this true?
And
yeah. I don't know where they were in their first home, but the garden is Prospect Park.
Now, what about this foghorn stuff?
Probably down by the water. I'm from Park Slope in Brooklyn, and they look out on Prospect Park West now, which is the park across the street. So that's their garden.
I can smell water. I hear water. I mean, I hear boats and I smell water. Then I said, what do you like to eat? And this one here said the other cat had some kidney trouble or something. One of them had some kidney problems for a while. And one of the cats said, I love to lay on that red cover, and it's a real soft red cover.
Do you have a red cover?
A couch with a cover on it that's red.
It's
yeah.
red.
Do you
Now, Beatrice, what would you charge Michael for this if you were?
Well, when a person comes to me, they generally have a problem. Like William Shatner came one time with his dogs, and by the way, he's wonderful to his animals. They really love their animals. And the dog
Did the animals tell you that, or did he tell you that?
The animals told me that they, and I saw it too. I mean, you can see it.
Do
They
you
really
take care of Do you take care of lots of celebrity animals? I mean, celebrity dogs, celebrity cats. And
well, horses are kind of my specialty. I'm a bloodstock agent, and so I
that
went out
mean,
and talked.
agent?
Well, I buy racehorses for people, and
Okay.
most of them turned out to be top money makers because they know whether they want to run or not, even when they're babies.
And they tell
know
you.
it. Yeah. I talked with one horse one time, and this horse was limping all the time, so they called me in to find out what was wrong with the horse. And the horse said, well, I found out if I limped, I don't have to race, and I hate the racetrack. So they took him out and said, well, we'll make him into a hunter jumper. So he went out and he took one look at the jump course. He said, I'm not going over those sticks. And no way. They made him go over, and he got sick. So he was going back to the barn past the dressage ring. He says, that's what I want to do. So now he's in training, and they feel someday he's going to be an Olympic dressage horse.
So on the way back, the horse kind of under his breath says to you, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, this is true. This is amazing.
Do we have time for one more? Let's bring out, let's bring out Mickey. Let's go on down here to,
Okay. Let's see.
yeah, see her right there.
Okay, Okay, this is Sandra Furton.
Sandra Furton, our very own Sandra Furton. Sandra, come on out here with
Mickey.
Mickey.
Here's
Mickey! Mickey! Mickey!
This is my favorite breed. I raise these. I have 8 of them. And I show them. And
Now, what's on Mickey's mind here?
Okay, I asked Mickey, I said, what do you really want to do in life?
Yeah.
And he said, I want to learn protection work, and I want to be a protection dog. I want to learn to work.
You know, he
job.
told me he wants to attend an Ivy League school.
Either the dog has been around it or has been around another animal who's told him all about what it's like being a police dog or a protection dog.
Now, has he ever been around another dog, Sandra, that's told him this?
No.
Has he ever been around? Well, he's seen it
He's
somewhere.
picked it up on the
He
street.
has
You're going to have to
seen
start keeping him in more.
Now, maybe he lied.
No.
Could be.
His dog, Bob, lied to me on the Johnny Carson show.
Yeah,
but
I
this
know.
is
He
not
did.
lying.
Bob did lie.
No. When I asked him, I said, where do you go? He said, I like to go to the park, and I like to play tug of war with my lead. And he said, I don't like the hard red ball. I like the tennis ball, but she doesn't want me to have the tennis balls because I pop them.
Yeah, that's tough.
He doesn't
Too bad.
have a tennis ball.
Beatrice.
No, he said, we won't get them to him.
Beatrice, we got to go.
that's fine.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much. We'll be right back here with Carol Channing.
Next, we look at a strange and disturbing phenomenon. Dates who won't leave.
Thank you very much, Paul. Let's try this one more time. I want to test that sound effect. Let me just try this. That's a little better. I like that. Now see, that's real comedy right there. You know what, Paul? I'll tell you how big this trip to California is.
Yeah.
Now, we've been on the air 3 years, 2 months,
Yes.
roughly, whatever. And in that time, how many ads in TV Guide has NBC given us?
One ad in all that time.
No, I think it was 2. I think we had one for the big Mr. Rock and Roll
Mr. Rock and
debacle.
Roll. Yeah.
It was an ad, NBC identifying me as Mr. Rock and Roll. And then the other one was for the anniversary show.
Right.
I understand now, for our trip to California, we're getting a 3rd ad. So, and we're talking about a half page in TV Guide, which is $235. So we're flying pretty damn high
Big.
ourselves. They're
big.
so cheap. Remember when we had Huey? Remember Huey Lewis and the news? They couldn't afford the news. It was just Huey on without the news.
Yeah.
That was so embarrassing. The night we had the Go-Go's on, only one go.
One go-go, yeah.
The rest of them were in the audience.
Gladys
what if-
Knight in the Pip was ridiculous.
Now,
And I want to talk.
could I have another scotch, please? Now, what were you going to say?
I didn't have anything to say.
No, you kept saying Dave, Dave, Dave.
Just about the, well, there's another game on campus. Was that it?
No.
I don't know.
Not another game on campus. There's only one game in town, kids, and here it is right there. Are we ready to go? Let's get on with it, shall we? My first guest tonight was here a few months ago. They're so cheap, though. Think of another time they were so cheap. Just think about it, and we'll get to you later. My first guest tonight was here a few months ago demonstrating her unique ability to communicate with animals. One of the... Oh, God, Will, are you all right? Oh, jeez. There's noises coming out of the band tonight. One of the foremost animal analysts in the world. Please welcome Beatrice Lydecker. Hi, Beatrice. How are you? Nice to see you again. Nice to have you back on the program. And for people who may not have seen you before, tell them exactly what when we say you're an animal analyst, what does that mean?
Well, I talk to animals,
Yeah, but now really...
and I get answers.
No, you really don't.
Yeah.
But you talk to them not verbally, of course.
No,
but...
it's a nonverbal. It's just like I'm watching a movie. It goes on inside of my head. And when I ask the animal questions, I picture them in the circumstances that I want to know about. Say if I want to know, are they going to be a good racehorse? I picture them in a racetrack, and I can feel whether they really want to run or not.
Yeah.
And then it's just like I see the movie going on. They tell me
You actually
about
see
things
a
that
three-dimensional image in your head.
Yeah.
Is it in color, black and white?
Color.
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 And when did you first realize you could do this?
It started in January of 1969. I walked up to a dog one day and I went, uh-oh. You know, you talk to animals but don't get answers, right? Well, it took me a while to accept it, but it really does.
And what did the dog communicate to you in January of '69?
Well, he told me that he was very upset. He said, my whole life has changed. My family's gone away every day. I'm alone every day. And I talked to the owners, and later on they said, yeah, that was the first day that the man had gone back to work after a long illness. And it was the first day, and from that day on the dog was going to be alone, and the child started nursery school that day, so he was alone.
Now, can you make a living doing this?
Well, I like to hope it is.
But no, who would call you? Somebody says, I think there's something wrong with our...
I was a Christmas present to Vic Tayback a couple years ago. He wanted to know how his racehorses felt.
Somebody paid for your services to go tell Vic Tayback about his horse?
His wife did.
Uh-huh.
And I went out and talked with him, and, you know, he wanted to know if they were doing real well at racing, and why, if they weren't, why. And I was very impressed with the man. He really loves his animals. He goes out to the racetrack in the morning, gives them carrots, and spends time with them before he goes to work. And
how much time do you have to spend with the animals to get this information back?
It depends. Now, I didn't get in here till just a couple of minutes before the show tonight, so I've gotten a few things off of the animals that we're going to work with.
And what time did the animals come in? The animals were here?
The animals have been here a long time waiting, but I got here at about 20 after 5, so...
Well, you should have been here when the animals showed up.
Yeah, I would like to, but you have to tell that to People's Express.
Oh, you had trouble with the airline. Okay. Now, what did Vic Tayback's wife pay you for the service?
That one was $100. I went out. It took a couple hours to go out.
All right, so you're gonna read some animals' minds for us tonight. Now, by the way, how can we prove or disprove what you're doing here?
Well, I'm going to hopefully tell you some things that the animals have told me that the owners are going to be able to recognize. Oh, the owners will be able to back it up. Okay.
Yes. All right, so we'll do a commercial here, and then we'll bring out the how many animals do we have?
There's quite a few back there.
Okay, we have a whole menagerie here for Beatrice Lydecker. We'll be right back, folks. Welcome back to the show. This is Beatrice Lydecker, and you were right. We have a fistful of animals here, and again, you spent how much time with the animals? About an hour, half an hour?
1 minute with each.
Oh, really? So you really didn't get a good shot at this.
No.
But did you learn some things from them?
I hope so.
Okay, and so we're going to start. We're going to bring the animals out with their owners. Sandy Levy, please. Sandy, come on out. Oh, good Lord. And a couple of miniature dairy cows. Those are nice, Sandy. The hell have you done to those dogs? Nice to see you, Sandy.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
New York City.
And you've had the dogs with you in New York for a while?
Oh, yes. This is the mama. She's 4 years old. And this is Charlie. He's 2 years old.
Well, she certainly hasn't let her figure go, has she? So you've had these animals quite a while, and you know a lot about them.
Yes.
And Beatrice spent, I guess, under a minute, and she's going to tell you some things about the dogs. Go right ahead.
They're really a delightful pair, but particularly Charlie. You know, she sits around, all she can think about is, I want to go home, I want out of this noise, I don't want anything to do with this mess.
No, wait a minute.
And he says, I love it here, it's terrific.
I think you were getting that one from me.
No. He was just having a ball. And he said that, and he complains, he said, I want to go meet every dog we come up against, and she won't let me have anything to do with these other dogs. It makes me mad. Yeah. He complains about it. She says, I don't care. And I said, where's your favorite place to go? He said, I love the park that's down by the river. We don't get to that one very often, but there's water down there, and I'm pretty sure it's a river.
Oh, you are
and that's
incredible.
his favorite.
Oh, come on.
I understand.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
You got me tell. He says, I know she, they both told me, they said, I know she's a dancer. She's impressed. He is not.
Okay, now.
Someone told you.
No, wait a minute, Sandy. Tell us how much of this.
Yes.
They showed me doing all these exercises and these bends that you were doing.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. So you're saying that some of this stuff is true?
Everything she said is absolutely true, and I don't know who you've been talking to.
Where's the park by the water?
We live in the city, and there's no park, there is no water. However, we do go away on little vacations in the Poconos, and it's right on the lake.
Yeah, but
and
do the dogs say the Poconos?
Do they? You're incredible. Really. I do dance.
You do dance?
I'm a school teacher in the New York City school system, and I also teach belly dance in Jack LaLanne Studios. And whenever I dance...
Well, maybe you can come back sometime.
This is my best
Beatrice
audience.
can read your stomach. Okay, so now that's... so for your money, she's pretty close.
She's terrific.
Okay, nice meeting you, Sandy.
Nice
Thank you very much. Take care of your dog. Strange-looking animals. Goodbye, boys. All right, so pretty good. You were pretty good there. You're feeling pretty confident now, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's move up. Remember, each plateau, the questions become a little more difficult, so... Sylvia Granieri. Sylvia? Hi, Sylvia. How are you? And apparently Sylvia was unable to bring her pet with her tonight. What kind of bird is that, Sylvia?
Cockatiel.
How old a bird is that?
A year and a half old.
And do you think, do you have any, do you know that, do you think that this is real or not real?
I'll let you know after I hear
Okay. The bird's name is?
Shabu.
Okay, go right ahead.
Shabu didn't have too much to talk about because when I was here before, I had met Shabu and the black dog that it was with, and the dog talked more than the bird did, and the dog really likes the bird. The bird said, "I like the dog, but I want to curl down in his fur and I want to sleep in the fur." But he says, "I'm not allowed to do that very much."
All birds will tell you that.
And then the other thing he talked about is wants to go for rides in the car, but he wants the window open. He loves to feel wind in his face.
The bird does?
Yeah. And he said, we went for one ride when I got to feel the wind, and we haven't done that again.
Okay, because we want to get everybody in, let me interrupt you, Beatrice. Now, is there any truth to anything you've heard here? Anything ring a bell?
If anything, the bird is more obsessed with the dog. The bird is constantly after the dog, and the dog, hangs in there with it, but he gets tired of it and chases the bird away with his nose sometimes.
So you were saying
and
the opposite, right?
And he does sleep cuddled.
He wants
that is
to
right.
sleep
He
cuddled
does
in the
sleep
hair.
cuddled with the dog. Every night he does.
Well, so there's something there. All right.
Right.
Close enough?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thanks for bringing the
thank
bird in, Sylvia. All right. Jim Audubon. Jim, come on out, sir. Where is Jim? Hi, Jim. How are you? Nice to see you. And shall we all put on one of these hats? Jim, what are these animals?
These are ferrets or polecats.
Now, are these actually your pets, or?
Yes, they are.
Do they make good pets?
Excellent pets.
All right.
Very
Oh,
tame.
Lord, do they smell.
No, they
Good
don't.
heavens.
You smell. I talked with these just a little bit quickly, and this one here is the gentlest one of all. This one wants to be with people. He wants to be always with people. He's more oriented to people than he is with the other animals.
Yes.
He'd rather be with people.
That's
and then
true?
The
You
one
know that
guy,
to be-
Yes, polar bear is very, very tame.
Yeah. The one
That's
little guy,
polar bear.
the rowdy, the rough guy.
That's Rowdy.
Yeah, he says, life is fantastic. I'm always in trouble. I'm looking for anything good I can find to eat. And he says, I always find a way to get into the trouble.
Did Rowdy tell you anything else?
I think he was busy talking about something else.
Well.
They also talked about the one place they love to go, and it's very
Rowdy again.
flat, walls around it, and there's tunnels in it. I think this party's been a little wild.
My, oh my. Well, Okay, let's, anything else you want to add before...
Just talked about wanting to be where the tunnels are, where they can go play through the tunnels.
They have an outside in the backyard.
Certainly are curious little things, aren't they? God! Damn! Well!
I don't think we like you.
Well, that was...
for putting your mind where it doesn't belong.
nothing,
He's trying to tell you the animals
nothing quite
don't
as
think
refreshing
that
as
way.
a rodent bite, ladies and gentlemen.
Weasel.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much.
Okay.
And my lawyer will be in touch. All right. Got time for one more? Okay. We're running late, so it's, is it Bruce Katzman? Is that who we're looking for? The cat. Golden Retriever, Fred the cat. Bruce Katzman. Hi, Bruce. Nice to see you, Bruce. Hi, David. Beatrice Lydecker, Bruce Katzman. All right.
Yeah, this cat said we live in an awfully quiet place. We've been one place where we stayed for a visit that was very noisy, but where I live, it's very quiet. And the one complaint she has that you won't let her out into the leaves. And she said, I love the fall and leaves. You won't let me out. And she said, I'm so glad I don't have to have babies. I don't want babies. And 95%
Now,
of the
has
animals
the cat
don't.
been neutered?
She has been fixed, yes.
Yeah.
Some years ago.
Yeah.
And she loves to go out in the leaves. I have a little garden outside my door.
But you don't let her out there?
Well,
not too often.
See, I have two cats, and if I let them, one of them likes to run away, and if I let one out without the other, well, you know, he gets very jealous.
Sure, yeah.
So I have to keep them both indoors.
Okay. Beatrice, anything else there for Fred?
No, basically that was her only complaint. She was just mad because she couldn't get out.
Other than that, things are pretty good for her.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This all seems true to you. Okay. What a display, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Beatrice, thank you. Nice to see you again. We have to go away for station identification. We'll be back with Ask Mr. Thank you very much. We have a keen program for you. Beatrice Lydecker is here. She's an animal psychic. And we have the gentleman responsible for the production and creation of 60 Minutes, Mr. Don Hewitt, is here, and a fine comedian, Mr. George Wallace. Paul, do you want any ice? I'm going out for ice. Anybody want ice? Gee, I hope there's a little left. We have any ice left in here? Do you guys get plenty of ice? Here, have a little ice, George.
You got it.
Where's Mr. Hewitt? Hi, Don. Care for some ice? Do you have tubs of ice over at 60 Minutes?
No, we don't.
There you go. All right, don't eat it all. Oh, my God. $200 million. Who wants ice? We have plenty of ice here. Here you go. Paul, you want ice? We got ice here. Anybody else got some ice? Oh, look out! Neatly packaged, too, don't you think? Should we just bring our first guest out here? Do what? Top 10? Fine. Well, I can't find it. Oh, here it comes now. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here! Come here, hey, hey, come here, come here! What? Come here. Come on. It's Barbara Gaines. Barbara, come out here. Come on. Come here. Is she coming? Barbara, just come out and do the top 10 for her. What? Come here. Come here. Just come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit right here. Sit right here. Sit right here. Sit right here.
My face looks terrible.
No, you look fine. No, you look fine. No. Now tell people why it's a bad day for you. Because you're giving up.
I stopped smoking yesterday.
Now, come here. Sit down. Now here, do the top 10 list for us. Come on, do the top 10 list for us.
It's a good thing, too. I can't run around like this anymore.
All right.
Top 10 list from our home office in Milwaukee.
From office in Milwaukee. Stop laughing at me!
Oh, yeah, encourage them not to laugh. Good idea.
Top 10 hairstyles or actresses who have recently overcome inferiority complexes.
All right.
Number 10, crew cut. Number 9, shag. Number 8, page boy. Number 7, wedge. Number 6, skin diver. Number 5, avanti. Number 4, pixie cut. Number 3, permanent wave. Number 2, pompadour. And the top 10 hairstyle actors who have recently overcome inferiority complex, Sally Field.
Yeah! That was nice, wasn't it? Barbara came out and did that.
Nice job.
She's a very, very sweet woman and very, very shy, and we're lucky to have her, aren't we?
We sure are.
My first guest tonight makes a living talking to animals about their problems. She is not only, she is one of the foremost, if not only, animal analysts in the world. Please welcome Beatrice Lydecker. Oh! Hi, Beatrice. How are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you.
You look very nice. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Why don't you explain to people how this works?
Oh, I just have ESP with animals. I talk to them and ask them questions.
Now, how did this develop? Where as a small child it began? Later in life?
No, it just happened
A sharp
when I was,
blow to the head or anything?
No, I just walked up to a dog one day and suddenly knew what he was thinking.
How old were you when
feeling.
that happened?
30.
30 years old. And does this work with
I'm
humans?
pushing 31.
Does it work with humans also?
Yeah, I work a lot with people that are in comas, autistic children. I do a lot of tracking of lost kids.
But you seem to communicate best with animals.
Not really best with them. It's just that's the least private, and that's the thing that I do the most.
I see. And these images come to you as voices, as mental pictures?
No, I see what they see. I experience what they experience. Like, I was out walking around the streets out here. I don't know which one's worse, the streets in L.A. or the sidewalks here.
Yeah. And what were you looking for? A hydrant?
All right, David, okay. Would you like to put your head in that one?
This is for our guests. Look at this big plastic tub for our guests. Like in the middle of somebody burns their hand and said, "Don't worry, we just put your hand in there, sir. It'll be fine." I just don't understand. For 4 years, we've had that ice there.
Anyway, I was chatting with the horses that are out here in the street.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're chatting with the horses, the ones pulling the handsome cabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and what do they have to say?
Handsome, but, they were just kind of talking about how bored they were getting, and most of them
Horses
were pretty
get bored,
content.
don't they?
Yeah.
But contented.
Yeah. A couple of them were a little sore, but most of them didn't really seem to mind. They were just hungry. The only thing I felt bad about is they weren't feeding them too much.
Really?
Yeah. They looked pretty thin, but most of them were talking about being pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you hear, or you get like a complaint from an animal, do you report it to the officials?
In that case, I wouldn't know who to go to, but I don't think they're really that bad off. I hear a lot of controversy.
But if you're talking to, I don't know, a dog, and the dog has a legitimate complaint.
Well, generally the owners come to me.
The owners come to you, and you treat the animal.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? If you heard something, wouldn't you be obliged to go right to the authorities?
Do you know I did that one time?
Well, that's what we're getting at.
Oh boy, I hope they're not watching tonight. But
Well,
I had
chances
somebody
are they're
came to
not.
me with I won't tell you the breed, but they came to me with a dog, and the dog was talking about traveling all over the world. And I finally said to the girl, I said, "What are you doing with this dog going all over the world?" She came and wanted to find out the dog was happy traveling. She said, "I'm a drug smuggler, and I smuggle the drugs underneath the bottom of the dog's crate. Nobody ever looks into there." Well, I did call the authorities.
You turned him in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good for you. Good for you. So not only are you an animal psychic, you're a darn good citizen.
Well, I'm a squeal, yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. It's not the end of the show. Don't despair. I know it. Well, it's just... Oh, stop it. All right, now we have some animals here, Beatrice, and you're going to give readings. This would, but you have an office. People bring animals to you.
Yeah, I travel all over the world doing this. We just got back from.
Do you make a
Europe.
lot of money doing this?
Well, I wish I'd made more than I do.
Now, what would you charge a client per reading?
Okay, if they come to me, it's $45 for an hour, and I'll do a couple of animals in that time. I go out sometimes and work by the day. It's $500 for the day.
And people. Whoa.
Per day. I mean, that's
$500 bucks.
You know,
Well, that's
well,
pretty
they
good dough.
divide it up among about 20 to 25 animals.
But
That's
what do people want to know most about their animals?
Well, they want to know if they're happy, you know, like this. Well, Yul Brenner's wife called me last spring, and their dog was sick, and I had chronic diarrhea, and the vet wanted to do an exploratory surgery.
Wait a minute, do exploratory surgery for chronic diarrhea?
Yeah, because they couldn't stop it. Well, they were concerned, so I picked up on the dog over a distance, and the dog said, well, I feel okay, but it's... the problem was that they had a Shar-Pei, and a Shar-Pei is a very sensitive system. So when they traveled to different places, every time they changed water, the dog went into diarrhea. And also, Lysol and Pine Sol are very toxic to animals. In fact, we've been catching a lot of dogs, like particularly Rottweilers, getting vicious from being around Pine Sol. It'll actually make them
spray it in the bag and breathe it?
No. People clean their floors with it, and the animals get around it, and it makes them, they've been turning into killers from getting around Pine Sol. But anyway, that's what was wrong with this dog.
Well, that's certainly good news for the folks at Pine Sol, isn't it?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, they'll never
Well, if you keep it out of
spend
your house,
another
it'll be
nickel
good
of their
news
money
for
with
you,
us.
too.
No, but Beatrice, but the dog actually told you it was the water.
Yeah, I
know, we're going to get to it. Everything will be fine.
He could tell me that the dog was drinking water, and then I could feel the dog getting upset at his stomach. Well, they changed it. They gave the dog only bottled water, made sure the maids didn't use any more Lysol or Pine Sol, cleaned out the place, and put him on slippery elm herb, and the dog was fine.
Good. Okay, we have... Now, see, I don't think anybody believes you.
That's okay.
But
Yul
the dog...
Brenner's wife did, and their dog as well. That's all that matters.
Is there a Henry Crankshaw here? Mr. Henry Crankshaw, and his dog is a Chihuahua. Hi, Henry. How you doing? Nice to see you, Henry. Well, yes, we've waived the dress code. But, you know, Henry, how are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to have you here. That's your dog, Speedy.
Yes,
now, do you know Beatrice from before? Have you ever met Beatrice?
I never met her before.
Okay, and Beatrice, have you ever spent any time with Speedy? Hi, Speedy, how are you?
I spent about 5 minutes with him backstage before we came out, just the dog.
And you're going to do a reading for us, and then I guess you'll be able to tell us if any of this is true, right?
Hopefully.
Here, Speedy, what's
I think he wants to... He's already cold.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Beatrice.
Okay, one of the cutest things this dog says is, boy, we just went to the house, and it was a mess, but I loved it. It's one of my favorite places to go. Stuff's all over the place, but we're happy there. And he says, I like to walk on things, tables, fences, anything. And he said, tell him he's not going to fence me in. I'm not going to be held inside of any kind of fence. This dog didn't talk like a New Yorker, because most of New York City dogs I talk to talk about the streets and how they love going out and seeing all the new sights and how happy they are.
So the dog didn't say anything like, yo, Beatrice, hey! Didn't hear any of that from the dog. Hey!
That's his mother's name.
His mother's name is Beatrice? Yeah. Now, does any of this make any sense to you, Henry?
He's talking like a country dog. This guy says, I want to go riding in a pickup truck. And I don't know where the pickup is, but he says, I want to ride in the pickup truck.
Has a dog ever been in a pickup truck?
He loves a pickup truck, four-wheel drive.
Oh, he does not. Really?
It's real bumpy.
It blew up, it exploded, burned up, but he loved our pickup truck. I honest to God, I had a little four-wheel drive pickup truck, and he used to love, because only when he rode in it we went hunting. So.
Do we have time for one more here or not? Barbara Weir. So you believe this then?
He said he doesn't like the German Shepherd.
Okay, Barbara, come on out here with your. You have a goat. Oh, Barbara has a goat.
This little guy's great.
Hi, Barbara. How are you? Nice to see you. What kind of goat is that?
It's a Nubian goat.
Henry, you don't have to leave. Come on, just hang around. A Nubian goat. Where do you keep this goat? In your apartment or what?
No, he lives on a farm.
Well, that's good. Beatrice Lydecker.
He was talking about being in like a little park-type setting. It was small. The grass was very short crop. He said there's other animals around, and one of them looks like a deer. Then he says, I'm not fond of other goats. I'm not around other goats too much. There's one little goat he liked, but it looked a light color. And he said there's a fat brown dog that I've liked.
Here. Come here.
He said his favorite food was apples.
That's true. That's true.
And he said, I'd like kids to admire me, but I really don't want them handling me too much. But I do like children looking at me.
Does any of that make any
and
sense?
He says, I want to wear clothes. I want to wear... He said, I saw a Santa Claus, and I saw somebody in some kind of a harness, and I want to wear a harness and be dressed up for Christmas.
Really? Because he wears a harness. He appears at the Metropolitan Opera in harness.
The goat works at the opera?
At Porgy and Bess.
No, this is insane. It's too much. It's too much for me.
He loves it.
It's just insane.
And he has his own goat.
And he has his own goat at home. Well, now you said that he didn't like other goats.
The little goat.
Only the little goat.
Oh,
He has his own little
of course,
goat.
the little goat. Okay.
He does have his own little
Well,
goat.
by gosh, Beatrice, you've done it again. Thank you very much, Barbara. Thank you for being here. I know. Station identification, and we'll be right back. Thanks, Beatrice. I think we have a lovely, lovely show right here tonight. Michelle Schock will be out in a couple of minutes, and I'll tell you that, thank you, I'll tell you that little secret story, and she'll play this great song from her new CD. Also, Christian Leitner from the United States Olympic basketball team. By the way, they're still struggling. They'll be lucky to pick up a bronze. Monday on the program, kids, Bob Saget, the Psychedelic Furs, and Myrtle Young. She's a potato chip collector. Ever wonder what your pet is thinking aside from, gosh, I wish I hadn't been neutered? Well, thanks to the fast-growing field of psychic pet communication, now you can know each intimate thought, desire, and dream of your beloved family pet. Earlier this week, I treated late-night staffers to a visit with the pet psychic. All right, Lydia, why don't you explain to me and to everybody else who you are and what and what we're going to do today.
My name is Lydia Hiby, and I do animal communications.
If I'm an animal, how do you talk to me?
All through in mental pictures.
As you say, nonverbal.
That's
no
correct.
Chatting, no hello doggy, how's doggy, do you have ticks, do you have fleas? By the way, I have both fleas and ticks. This is Debbie Drimmer.
Debbie and Nigel. Hi, Nigel. He said, I don't want to be flying around. He's worried about ceiling fans. Do you have a ceiling fan in your room? Yep. So he said, I'm very afraid of that. And he said he likes helping you when you do your exercises.
So the bird, like, holds her feet down when she's doing sit-ups? Let me ask the bird a question. Does the name Colonel Sanders mean anything to you? Who's your dog, Claudia? Okay, go nuts on the dog here.
He also mentioned that he thought it would be fun to get dressed up, like wearing shorts, and he would like to wear a Batman outfit. He thought that would be really cool. He showed me the cape and everything. He thought that would be really cool.
I think you may be picking up vibrations from her boyfriend. No. You know what the dog told me? Said he would like to eat that bird. Look over there. Over there is the ghost of Lassie. Do you see that? The ghost of Lassie. This is Gerard Mulligan.
Hi, what a beautiful kitty. Hi. Who's Felicia? Does that ring any bells to you?
Felicia Rashad is only Rashad.
Oh, you would know.
She from the Cosby Show? That was a wonderful show. Did you notice toward the end of that show, like in the 5th and 6th season, that Bill Cosby just was getting fatter and fatter? Did you notice that? So tell her the kitty's name.
Rainbow Meow.
I'm sorry?
Rainbow Meow.
Rainbow Meow.
Beautiful. She said she's had problems with vaccinations. She said I was very sore after a shot once.
That's right. Well, I did it myself.
She said the only thing she dislikes is when people think she's a boy cat. That annoys her. She said, but I am definitely a girl, and she would like to have a hot pink collar.
Well, then you and your cat have something in common.
She also talked about having some kind of cream or milk. She's had salmon, too, and she said that was very good. I like that.
Now we know what the kitty likes to eat, what the kitty wants to eat. Gerard, what do you like to eat?
I like beef.
You ever had flank steak?
Yeah, I have flank steak.
Man, is it tasty. This is our receptionist. And do you take care of the office fish?
I do, yes. The only real problem with the fish is that these two fish sometimes hang out in the corner and just stare at the wall.
I asked them why they're in the corner, and they said sometimes that's just our quiet time.
You know, when I started as a receptionist at work, what we used to do at the beginning of the week is just drop a grilled cheese sandwich in the corner, and they were fine for like 6 weeks. Nope. I don't want to make you nervous. We're out here on the roof garden at 30 Rockefeller Plaza. Snipers. Take a look at that.
Get back to work. Do you have an apartment or an office you work in?
I have an office.
An office. And any given day there would be owners and their pets sitting out in the waiting room?
Yes.
What does that place smell like? Barbara, you brought your little pet with us.
Yes.
What is this?
This is a bunny.
What's Bunny's name?
Bunny's name is Bunny. This bunny, I don't like how he looks at me.
You don't like how
hostile.
he's kind of hostile. Well,
This
I don't know.
bunny is
He's a
happy.
sweetheart.
Is there anything you can get from this?
He doesn't like the teddy bear you have him next to.
Do you have him next to a teddy bear?
I don't like that
No, I
teddy
have
bear.
him next to other bunnies.
I'm getting something from Bunny.
Really?
I'm getting a very vivid message from Bunny. Bunny would like to go for a swim. There. Don't let the fish get him. He's just as good as new now.
He's worried about ceiling fans. He would like to wear a Batman outfit.
Man, is it pasty.
That's just our quiet time.
You actually getting things from these animals?
Oh, yeah.
We have to go commercial. We'll be right back here with Michelle.